What lessons can we learn from Sarah and Hagar?
A lot of them, but I'd say probably the one that sticks out to me the most is both of these women are extremely sympathetic figures. You have Sarah, who feels like the promise has passed her by, and she's like, God is keeping me from having children, obviously, so Abram, I want you to go and sleep with the maidservant, and maybe the promise can come through you guys. And so you have a woman who spent 10 years waiting on the promise, who's now despairing, feeling like God is passing her by, or maybe God's favor has lifted off of her. And rather than trusting and saying, you know what, no, God said it, I believe it, I'm going to hold on even when it doesn't make sense, years into this, but I'm going to trust the Lord. When she fails there, so much pain gets introduced to her life because of what happened to Hagar. And the same for Hagar, when she has a child and she begins to be mistreated because Sarah hates her guts, she feels like, God, do you see this? Are you with me? And so she runs away, and God chases after her to say, hey, I want you to know I hear you. I want you to name your kid God hears. And then she's like, oh my goodness, you see me? You've seen everything I've been through. You're giving me promises. You're pouring out your blessing on me too. And I think the message for both of them is, there's things that you can't see. Sarah couldn't see what God was up to or why he was doing this. Hagar couldn't see what God was up to. And yet at the end, both of them come to realize that God was with them the whole way, that he was doing things through that waiting that was helping their character forge and was leading them to trust the promises and goodness of God in a way that they never could have without it. So I think the message is, even when you can't make sense of what's going on, hold on to the promises.